Let's go over to his house, dude.
Send my regards.
The Mittani sends his regards.
Dude. Nailed it.
Get on your knees.
Oh, Jesus. Not that again.
Boat, on your knees or you're out.
You're out, boat.
Reluctantly, he slips the Mittanis.
Please, not again. Not again. Let me send you a friend request real quick.
I kind of want to read the whole thing, Cody.
Well, thing.
It's a Imperium fan fiction.
Is there really?
Yeah, the big red boat sucks Mittani's cock.
Nice.
Send you a friend request.
It's called A Love Story in One Act.
What are y'all playing?
League bot game. I'm on a Smurf account to get some XP.
You're definitely not streaming it. But I like seeing your little mule.
I'm still tabbed into Eve.
So here it goes. Here it goes. All right, Mittens and DBRB. So the big red boat, in case you didn't know, Cody is one of Mittani's like big fleet commanders, like the best and most streamiest fleet commanders that he has. He streams all the time and everything.
Okay.
Big deal in the Goon fleet. Anyway, so party is in progress. Party is loosely defined here as it's 98% ugly men consuming alcohol and wiping cocktail sauce from their 4XL black t-shirts. Loose groups of chatting nerds are throughout the house. Camera pans into a small group gathered around the Mittani, who is talking of sabers, which is a ship, by the way. He has his audience of 2 or 3 fawning nerds entranced, although other conversations nearby are loud and filled with emoticons actually being spoken aloud. Mittani's voice is clearly heard with impeccable enunciation. Having finished regaling another group with some sort of fabricated story, DBRB enters view and joins half circle around Mittani, who's casually leaning against the wall, one leg drawn up, balancing on the other. A common pre-LARP / pre-gothic dance stretching exercise for him. He continues his explanation. Mittani says smugly, which is why AWOV is particularly important in the saber fit. Furthermore, it frees up. DBRB interrupts abruptly. Yeah, I did that in Cloud Ring last year. I used that same saber fit and it absolutely raped everyone. Mittani, with a flicker of annoyance briefly flashing across his face, recovers and with a blank expression stares coldly. Excuse me, Big Red Boat? The Big Red Boat, surprised and cut short during another stupid fucking story, smiles at his beloved CEO. Yes, Mittani? Mittani says emotionless. Do me a big favor, DBRB. Please, perform fellatio on me. A small giggle is heard from the nerds listening in. The Big Red Boat says confused. What? Mittani leans towards Boat. I want you to suck my cock until I come into your mouth. Boat nervously laughs. Nearby conversations taper out as more nerds turn to listen in to this fresh development. Mittani, his voice still coldly robotic. I'm quite serious. In fact, if you don't start sucking me, and well, mind you, you will become permabanned and booted from Goonswarm this very night. This very fucking night. And not one of our allies will accept you. You will be blacklisted. Your experience in Eve will effectively end, reducing your small real life to almost nothing. As this is being said, Boat's face undergoes much emotional turmoil, running the gamut of fear and abject horror until finally settling on a nervous smile, for this exchange reminded him of his wrestling days, when his teammates would mash his face into their buttocks and groins in homoerotic but joking and playful displays of bonding and friendship. Boat has decided this is just such an instance of the same type. But Mittani drops his other leg to the floor and stands straight. Stop smiling, fat man, I'm serious. Get on your knees now. Boat laughs and drops ponderously to his knees, looking left and right, catching the glimpses of a now substantial crowd of goons. He's letting them know by his compliance that he's in on the joke. Boat says, ha ha ha, how much iskies do I get? Mittani says, shut the fuck up. Now undo my pants. Boat's face is now flushed in embarrassment. His eyes dart up to the faces of the crowd of nerds who are watching in shock. His mind races, trying to come to terms with what was happening here. He stammers, "Boat, take my cock and put it in your mouth." Boat's eyes widen like some sort of obese deer trapped in headlights. Tears collect in the lower rims as he slowly reaches up and unfastens Mittani's belt. Mittani watches, impassive. Mittani says, "Continue." Boat unfastens his jeans and slowly draws the zipper down, tears streaming down his flushed face. He reaches in and pulls out a fully engorged, shaved penis and scrotum. It pulses, its purple head moving slightly up and down in front of Boat's face. "Please," Mittani says, "suck it, Boat, or you're out." Boat is sobbing now and grasps the veiny member and inserts it into his mouth. He begins to move his... I'm gonna stop right there. You get the point.
I don't. Please continue.
No, that's a... Okay. You sure?
Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because it gets graphic. It gets way more graphic. That's why I
don't care.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
If you keep going, I will keep listening, and I will not be offended.
Okay, everybody record this.
Okay.
He moves his head back and forth gently, without closing his mouth fully. Mittani grabs the back of Boat's head and forces his cock all the way down, causing Boat to choke. Recovering, Boat begins to suck the penis, building a rhythm that Mittani reciprocates, rocking his hips to ensure proper depth. At this time, most of the crowd stands aghast at the spectacle of unfolding in front of them. Open-mouthed and speechless, these nerds bear witness to this display. Some few turned away disgusted, while a couple stand wrapped, flushed, and sweaty, visibly aroused. While Boat continues his blowjob, his muffled sobs heard through the dick in his mouth, Mittani turns his gaze away from the oral servicing to look at the nerds he was speaking with earlier, and continues as if his penis is not currently being sucked. Of course, we're talking about autocannons here, not artillery. Artillery is the king in my alpha fleet, but on small gang, turns briefly to DBR and snaps less teeth. Turns his head back to the nerds. In PvP, you can get amazing DPS out of the Dictor. In fact, with the proper damage implants, Mittani completely stops abruptly in the middle of his speech. At this time, the Mittani comes into Boat's mouth. As Mittani remains expressionless and silent during his orgasm, occurred only due to a brief spasming of his lungs.
Wait, say that again? Your mic's cutting out.
He's doing it on purpose.
Oh.
He doesn't want us to hear the good part.
I don't know where I left off at.
Right before the cum shot.
How did you know that?
Because I heard that much.
At this time, the Mittani comes into Boat's mouth. As Mittani remains expressionless and silent during his orgasm, we are shown that it has occurred due to a brief spasming of his buttocks, and the fact that Boat begins to choke and gag. Mittani withdraws his swiftly shrinking member from Boat's mouth and suddenly slaps him full across the face. Boat reels from the blow and involuntarily swallows. Mittani, suddenly peaceful and quietly, says, "Leave me," and begins to fasten his pants. Boat stumbles to his feet and, blindly sobbing, pushes through the shocked crowd. He breaks free, all eyes upon him, and enters the bathroom, desperate to remove the bitter, cheesy taste from his mouth to escape from view.
Yep.
He slams the door, locks it, and rushes to the sink. He turns the faucet on and begins to slurp water into his mouth, trying to become clean again. As his eyes clear of tears and the numbness sets in, he turns to something that catches his eye near the toilet. There, written in marker, on top of a sheet of toilet paper, are the words, "The Mittani sends his regards." Scene.
Fucking amazing.
That was pretty good.
I
Never read the whole thing if I